What is going on? Mike Strauss, Mike MMA back at you with another interview. This time up, one of my favorite people to speak with, Josh Emmett. He is back and he is fighting Michael Johnson at the end of the month on UFC on ESPN 2. Can't wait for him to get back into the cage and doing what he loves to do best. But before we get into that, you guys know you can find my work at bjpen.com, Low Kick MMA, Cage Side Press, as well as my YouTube channel, which of course is Mike Strauss, Mike MMA. All right, back to the reason why you tuned in the first place. Here is my conversation with Josh Emmett. Enjoy. I want to welcome Mr. Josh Emmett to the show. He's a veteran of the sport, and I can't wait for his return March 30th in Philadelphia. He's got a big fight coming up here against Michael Johnson. What is going on, brother?
Not much. Thanks for having me on again.
Man, anytime. You're one of my favorite people to speak with. It's been a while, man. I mean, your recovery from your last fight has been well documented. You got to be happier than hell to be this close to getting back to what you love to do, right?
Yeah, no, I couldn't be any happier, man. It's been a long time. I fought February 24th, 2018. So it's been, man. By the time I come back, it'll be a little over 13 months. And man, it was a tough 2018, but I'm I got to move on from that and get ready for a great 2019.
You know, obviously your recovery, as I mentioned, it was well documented. What you went through, most people probably wouldn't have made it nearly as far as you did. I mean, here you are, a little over a year, ready to fight professionally at the highest level, which is just mind blowing. But out of all the things that you went through, man, what was the hardest thing? Was it the mental or was it the physical stuff?
Man, I'll say physical. Mentally, I feel like, man, I'm mentally tough. There's no one that can mentally break me, and I feel like it was the fractures. I had so many different fractures in my face. That being my orbital, my cheek was completely caved in. I had to get a plate put in that. Some stuff in my nose, on the side of my face was broken, and then it would just be the vertigo. I felt like I suffered like a pretty significant brain injury, and it was just the vertigo was the thing that was bothering me. I woke up every day for 2 months, and just the room spinning like crazy. It felt like I was in the middle of an ocean on the tiniest ship or boat, whatever you want to have, in the worst storm ever. You know, the ground moving, and I felt nauseous and sick, and so that's it. You know, I was fine mentally, besides just, you know, being in that physical state where I didn't know if it was ever going to get better or those symptoms would go away. And that's the only thing that kind of got inside my head. It's hard when you wake up and you feel like that, and nothing's going well. And I'm like, is this going to go away? Am I ever going to be able to fight again? Because I put my entire life into this, and it could be over just like that, you know? So that's the only thing that was the most challenging thing for me.
That's crazy, man. The how long did the vertigo, or I should say, when did the vertigo finally go away, or do you still get spurts of it?
Yeah, probably, man, like the end of May, maybe early June. And the thing is, too, like, as far as like a competition standpoint, it was probably like one of the low. It was definitely the biggest low in my career. But on like a personal note, it was good. My wife and I got to do some traveling. I was able to take my mom to Hawaii for the first time for her 65th birthday, and we
Very
bought
cool.
a home. But yeah, and going back to the reason why I'm saying that is the first time I did anything live since the fight was June 30th in Moscow. It's because my wife and I were buying a home. We were going to do like a consolidated loan, so there was going to be no money down. Then all of a sudden they switched it to a FHA loan, and then opportunity popped up where this promotion hit me up to do a grappling match in Russia, and on like a 3-week notice. And I was like, I did it just for the cash, because I needed some cash to put down on the house. So after I did that match, I didn't feel that great. So I guess the symptoms they weren't as bad as they were early on, but I just didn't feel right. I didn't feel there.
Wow, that's crazy, man. I mean, did you have to jump through like a ridiculous amount of hoops to get cleared for this fight?
Not really. You know, the end of the day, all you really need is a doctor's note from whatever injury it is, and that could be any doctor. You see someone and they're like, he's he's cleared to compete in MMA. That's the only thing you need the letter to say. But I just saw I had to go. The UFC did make me go see do another neurological test, just because I think those are good for what, 2 years or so. And I recently did one last year before the fight, but I think just because of the injury I sustained or suffered, they wanted to double check. So a neurologist, I did the test, everything went fine, and he approved me. So
Well, I'm just happy that that you're back to 100%, man. Because before the injury, I mean, you were right there on the cusp of a title shot, man. I mean, with a win or maybe even two more, you were right there. So Michael Johnson, was he a guy that you had in mind, or was he like maybe the first name that they offered to you?
yeah, he was. No, they actually offered me someone that was ranked above me, and then he got injured or whatever happened, so that didn't go on. And then they offered me a few other guys that were good up and comers in the top 15 doing well, but then Michael Johnson was in the picture, and immediately I just gravitated towards him and wanted that fight, because I think that's the toughest fight. He's a vet of the sport. He's beat the who's who. He's fought the who's who, and I believe big win over such a seasoned veteran. It puts me right back to where I was at, and then possibly I could be. You never know with the division, what's going on with injuries and things. 1 to 2 fights away. So that's just my mindset why I chose that. But just 100% focusing on Michael Johnson, and I thought that would be a big fight the fans would get excited about, and put on a show for him in my comeback fight.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I agree with everything you said there, man. You're still ranked number 10. So I mean, you're right there. You're still right in the thick of things, man, after being out a year. So yeah, win over Michael Johnson, who, Michael Johnson has never looked better. He's on a 2-fight win streak. So yeah, man, I mean, a win over him gets you right back in it. I wanted to get your thoughts on this TJ Dillashaw stuff, man. I mean, come on, this is crazy, right?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know the story behind what's going on. I just saw some things, and so that's just me, man. I'll never celebrate or be, just someone's misfortune, or like I said, I don't even know what's going on with the whole thing until they do like the investigation and everything. So it's not my place to talk on.
For sure, for sure. And did you ever get to spend? I know that you guys trained at Team Alpha. I don't know if you guys were at Team Alpha Male together for any period of time.
Yeah, no, we were.
You
I
were.
was.
Okay.
I went in there in 2006 and then I came back in 2010, and yeah, he was there. So yeah,
Okay.
he's great fighter, hard worker, and I'm sure things will get resolved. And yeah, I wish everyone the best. I wish him the best, man. It's unfortunate, I don't wish that upon anybody.
Yeah, I hear you, man. It was surprising more than anything, too, because I don't know. He's just not one of those guys, that you think. But like you said, and especially in this country, everybody should be innocent until proven guilty. So we don't know what happened there. Anything could happen in this crazy sport, though. You never know. So as long as you stay ready and stay active like you do, man, anything could happen. But I appreciate.
And I feel like some of the stuff that you hear, USADA people popping for things. I don't know. For me, I find it hard. I don't think someone would be doing it deliberately. Like who knows? Maybe it could be some tampered supplement or something. I just find it hard. You're at the very top. You're getting tested all the time. I just know for myself, if that was the case, you're making the money, you're getting the endorsements, everything's coming around. Like I just don't think people would do anything to jeopardize that. So that's why I always just give people kind of the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, no, makes sense to me. I agree with you. And another thing too is that, like you said, man. I mean, you're not some up and comer. You've already made it. You already got the spotlight on you. You have the most to lose. So yeah, I completely agree with you, man. And one thing though, one thing that TJ did that I respect immensely is he relinquished the title right away. He didn't want to back up the division anymore. So that's just, to me, that's a very stand up thing to do. But I appreciate your time, man. You've always been good to me. I want to give you a few minutes here to shout out your coaches, sponsors, whatever you'd like, man. The floor is yours, Josh.
Yeah, I just want to thank all my, of course, my wife. That's my biggest supporter. My tight core group of friends and family. All my sponsors, Trifecta, RP Strength, Mastermind, and just all the coaches, teammates from Team Alpha Male, from CSA that I've been doing a little cross training with, and Coach Kurian. It's man, it's been a great camp. I'm excited to get back in the mix, and I'm excited to put on a a hell of a show for the fans. So if anyone wants to follow me, they can find me on Twitter and Instagram. My handle is Josh Emmett UFC. I have a Josh Emmett fan page on Facebook, and then also we just launched my my website. It went live today. It's just joshemmett.com. And if anyone wants to subscribe to that for any, just things that I'm doing, I also launched a supplement with my doctor and nutritionist that we've been working on for a long, long time. And especially after the injury that I sustained, it's something that got me back here much faster. So it's a one-of-a-kind supplement, and that's on sale. We're doing a little special up until my fight, too. So you can find that on joshemmett.com. It's Mastermind.
Very cool, man. That's very cool stuff. You got a lot of things going on, man. It sounds like that you weren't sitting on your butt in your time off, man. It sounds like you were working your ass off.
Yeah, trying to. Yeah, I'll never just sit there. I have to be doing something. I can't just be isolated and by myself. I go nuts. So I have to be doing something, even if I wasn't in the gym just training and grinding every day. I was still working like no other.
I hear you, man. Well, you're one of my favorite people to speak with, man. And as I said, you've always been good to me. You got a huge fight coming up here on ESPN. ESPN2, man. This is going to be a big-time fight. It's on big ESPN. You're on the main card against Michael Johnson. So I won't be there. I'm a Midwest guy, but I will be there in spirit, brother.
All right, sounds good. I appreciate it, Mike.